imagine that, when countries get into conflict, there are courts of arbitration who actually get into it and make sure that, that the right thing actually stands in form. And if we are to speak about it, I'm just going to give you a slight background because of the fact that, we tend to forget. Humans, we are fast moving and we are forward thinking people, so we forget, and we do know what actually happened in the face of the Pahalgam false flag attack operation, where the Indus Water Treaty stands at abeyance. Now imagine Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen, has been awarded with the Supplement Award of Competence by the PCA, in Hague, and we are set to speak about it, whether how much will it contribute to it as well. The Permanent Court of Arbitration in the Hague supported Pakistan by saying that India cannot unilaterally pause or stop the Indus Water Treaty, and it is an important water sharing agreement between the two countries. And there is a background which I have mentioned already as well. To speak about it, we're very lucky to have a better understanding for our audiences who are out there as well, that we've actually been joined by somebody who happens to be a Fulbright scholar in international relations. He's Mr. Imran Ali. Hello sir, assalamu alaikum, good morning. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great and greater after hearing you.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to have you over here. So first things first, the Supplement Award of Competence by PCA in Hague. Please go ahead.
Yes, in the legal sphere, in the international law sphere, it is indeed a victory for Pakistan. And this was not initiated by us now. It was initiated in 2016 because two run-of-the-river projects, Indian projects, we thought were in contravention of the Indus Basin Water Treaty. And now instead of facing the law squarely or the situation squarely through a backdoor entry, they were trying to say that because they put the treaty in abeyance, therefore arbitration can't take place or a neutral expert can't take place. So inadvertently and also deliberately, the PCA has supported Pakistan, number one, by saying abeyance can't be unilateral, and number two, that the Court of Arbitration would have jurisdiction over these two projects and future projects.
And that's exactly what I wanted to ask. Now imagine if the PCA has issued the Supplemental Award of Competence, which means that the court confirmed that it has the authority to judge the issue, even though India tried to say it does not, because imagine that India said that it does not even recognize the PCA. Does that mean anything?
It, first of all, imagine the state of the country's mental health right now. So if you probably have read that they said that the PCA is also illegal, which was instituted, made by the world to solve disputes in 1899. So they say that the PCA is illegal, arbitration is illegal, and you know what they're saying? The other laughable thing, in one sentence they say that the PCA is in contravention of the Indus Basin Treaty in the statement, and then they say because it's in abeyance, we won't follow the Indus. So I've never seen such a big country in such a state of
dismay.
Yes, despair, and despair every day. It's nothing to, I mean, we should be happy, but we should also know their state of mind. So if they're going to destroy all canons of international law, it should warn us that they're going to behave like a bully in the future also.
And I think, sir, for the rest of the world, they're pretty much experiencing it as well, in terms of, what you've mentioned and how, they're out of their mind, they're out of their sorts. But how do you think that the Permanent Court of Arbitration decision strengthens Pakistan's case internationally, globally, and for all of those, may it be International Court of Law, may it be PCA, do you think that it will build up a stronger case for Pakistan because the treaty is still in abeyance?
Yes, it's in abeyance as per India. As per the court's ruling, it cannot be in abeyance.
Okay.
But if one of the contracting parties doesn't want to implement the treaty, it tells you a lot. International law, it's a victory for us. It's a diplomatic victory for us. Kudos to the team that was fighting it, the Foreign Office and the Indus Waters Commissioner and all other legal experts. I think Bilal would be a part of it, Amir Bilal. But the warning is that if a country is beset on tearing international law apart, you should be ready for the worst.
True.
And you did a beautiful segment on the monsoons.
True.
Add to the monsoons the sudden release of water. causing floods. Add to the monsoons that they've flushed some of their reservoirs and they're filling them up again.
True.
You know, destroying their own crops, but to have enmity with Pakistan, they're going to fill the reservoirs up so that there is drought when you need water for the kharif crop, and there's flood when you don't need water. So it's something, like Pakistan has said, it's a state of war if they start doing this, and it indeed is.
Exactly. And sir, you know, while we're talking about it, I think there are a couple of points which I would want you to kind of shed light on, you know, so that people have a better understanding of the entire issue. Do you think that, you know, such international decisions can bring India and Pakistan closer to a dialogue? Because for what you just said, because I think when the entire Swat incident happened, there was a question that what if, you know, that the water was flushed in by India, unfortunately. Do you think that there will be days, because after the Pahalgam false flag attack, how the region has been in the face of conflicts lately, do you think that there will be a time that Pakistan and India will decide, okay, let's sit down, you know, because it's about the Indus Water Treaty. We have seen how Bilawal Bhutto has very equivocally spoken about it and how, you know, it will be considered as a war crime. But it looks like as if, you know, India के कान पे कोई मक्खी रेंग नहीं रही इस वक्त, और वो कोई ऐसी इंटरनेशनल पावर नहीं नज़र आती लोग इंडिया को समझा सके कि भाई जगह पे रहने की ज़रूरत है, वो वाली मस्ती ना करो जिसको तुम बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते.
I think we'll have to raise it, the Indus Water Treaty and the water issues of Pakistan as our talking point number one with China, Russia and the US. It has to be number one. More than arms acquisition, more than other things, the fact that they are going to try to hurt us with water. And as far as your question, whether we are going to sit on a table, despite all these provocations, sometimes even I feel odd that Pakistan offers dialogue every time.
Okay.
And they, like a giant, they resist dialogue. So until they have a change of heart and they realize that this is a common problem of humans, as you both of you very rightly were saying, the people of India, the people of Pakistan, the people of China, this is a common international thing.
True.
And if you want to be recognized as a large country that wants to become a regional global power, you've got to behave like one.
True. Yeah, you certainly need to behave like one. But I think now, let's come down to this. How do you how confident you are in the role of international courts in resolving Indo-Pak disputes? First of all, let's speak about this as well. And do you think that water can become a tool for peace? I do know, you know, where you coming from, कि यार हर दफा हमें ही क्यों जाके dialogue initiate करना है. And even when the Pahalgam false flag attack took place, you know, it was we, you know, who said that, you know, come on, you know, on a neutral venue, we'll sit down and let's explore whether who's done what or not. Do you think that the international courts will play a pivotal role in resolving this issue because the treaty still stands in abeyance?
It will strengthen our hands, this decision and other decisions. But if the other party is besought on not adhering to international law, then I'm afraid there is little hope. I hope India recognizes that the future of this is together, that let's sit, let's come to some conclusions for the betterment of people of India and Pakistan.
Exactly. And one last question, sir, where they're very mindful of the fact that they will be building infrastructure on the Indus Water. And do you think, obviously, certainly it's the complete violation of the Indus Water Treaty, but what if it happens? Do you think that Pakistan needs to resort to it or kind of respond to it with whatever capacity we have?
Yes, I think we need to respond to it. The response should be harsh. And number two, we better build our dams very quickly, put the whole of the nation approach into building the dams that are under construction. We have 3 projects going on. We need to build them.
Exactly. Thank you so much, sir.
And just one last question, and that is that how India has refused to recognize the court's jurisdiction. However, the court has declared that its authority remains intact even if one party declares abeyance. So with this win, this kind of legal win and leverage for Pakistan, can we actually go into more of a deep discourse regarding the Azad Jammu and Kashmir matter in the future?
Yes, we could, but try to understand the other side. The other side, whatever they say, their behavior shows that they're deeply hurt at the military response post-Pahalgam, at not being able to put us on the FATF grey list again, into not stopping the IMF tranche. In fact, Pakistan is economically more stable after Pahalgam. So these things are hurting India, and they need to realize that dialogue is the best policy.
All right, thank you so much for elaborating on this issue and enlightening us with all the relevant facts, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Imran Ali Sahab. It's always wonderful to be in conversation with you, especially, for a gentleman who's very equipped with whatever you want to speak about, ladies and gentlemen, because imagine that we really need to work really hard to make sure that we bring people in, who knows what they're talking about. And, it is for the information, knowledge perspective, and education of our audiences who is out there. But